This is a continuation of the Math 152 W01 course outline, and we're down to student academic services. In this section you'll find a list of helpful services that the college provides, including tutoring services. There are tutoring services available both online through Smart Thinking and also at the college, where you can set up an individual appointment, or you can come in during the walk-in math labs. The Academic Computing Center is where you would go if your computer breaks down during the semester and you need to complete your assignments. Testing Center, oops, didn't mean to put that in there. Testing Center, testing services, you'll want to check that out and print their brochure when you get ready for your first exam. The netiquette rules that I mentioned that would be later in the course outline are followed here, are listed here. Things like not using all caps, as it's considered screaming. And again, something I want to remind you, please make sure you update the subject field if you're responding or hitting reply from an email you have received from me, because of the fact that I may overlook something when I see the subject and I think, well, I've taken care of that, and it's a completely different subject. So make sure that you follow that. And I'll have you just read through the rest of the netiquette guidelines. The grading policy, I grade count 50% on the labs. I use a weighted average. The online homework is 20%. Online quizzes in my math lab for these two, 20%. The exams count 45%. So you can see they're weighted much more heavily than the labs, the homework, and the quizzes. I use the 10-point scale for grading. Now, my assignment sheet follows, and I have made a copy of this separate, which is called a tentative schedule. So you may want to print a copy of that and post it on your wall near your computer, or put it in the front of your notebook so you know where those are. The assignments are listed by week. I have dates of the week, and you can see actually I have an extra day in this first week. The due date is in this last column. In the middle column here, I have a listing of all the assignments that are due. And so you can see pretty much what I had in that first announcement. Print the course outline on the Blackboard site under course information and read it. Watch the Getting Started videos under the Getting Started button in Blackboard. Sign into my math lab as explained in the Getting Started videos and locate the materials. Do the browser check there and watch the video on how to enter answers. Complete the orientation homework found again on my math lab under the homework button. Complete the student information lab 1 found under the labs button in Blackboard. You want to submit that there. Also, you need to post your self-introduction under Meet Your Classmates forum and the discussion board in Blackboard, and then respond to at least 2 of your classmates. So you'll note that all assignments are due at 11:59 on the given date unless otherwise noted. And the big exception to that is exams. They're due when the testing center closes. Okay, week 2 is more of a normal week. We're starting with chapter 10. You want to print the lecture notes. You want to watch my lecture and sample problems. And that's located under those are located under the course materials button in Blackboard, and then do the online homework in my math lab, and that's under the homework button. And I use abbreviations, so I'm clarifying here. Capital B, little b will mean Blackboard. Capital MML means my math lab. Okay, when we move to week 3, you have for the first time a quiz. It's under the quizzes button in my math lab. You'll be reading the book, printing lecture notes, watching the lecture and sample problems, doing the online homework, and you have a lab 2, complete the Magic Squares lab. The Magic Squares Lab is in Blackboard. Online homework and the quiz by Math Lab. Lecture notes and the associated lecture and sample problems would be in Blackboard. And so it continues. Very first test occurs week 6 is exam 1, covers chapters 10 and 11. You probably want to go to the website. You can use the link under the online assistance button in Blackboard. And you can print a brochure that summarizes the information from the testing center. You have to arrive at least an hour before closing or they won't let you start the exam. I recommend at least an hour and a half. You want to bring a calculator, your notes, and your written homework with you exam because it is open notes and homework. And then you have to complete it by the close of the testing center. So like I said, that's the one exception. Actually, the 2 exams are the exceptions to the 11:59 p.m. rule. Papers are collected about 15 minutes before closing, so you may want to add an extra 15 minutes in there for that. And so it continues. You'll notice that your second exam occurs in week 10, and of course the last exam occurs in week 15, and actually week 15 is a little bit more than a week. So alright, so that's the information in the course outline. In the next recording, what we will do is we will take a look at, we'll do a tour of the Blackboard site, and then after that we'll do a tour of the My Math Lab site in the final recording.